This program provides education, not advice. Sponsors pay a fee for endorsements and interviews. See the truthayf.com disclosure page for details.
This is where technology, innovation, and personal finance come together.
This is the truth about your future with Rick Edelman.
How should you think about Bitcoin? Turn to a specialist. For 6 years, Bitwise has been helping investors access crypto. Bitwise manages the world's largest crypto index fund. They also offer 6 crypto ETFs. You get cutting-edge insights, expert Bitcoin research, and a nationwide team to help. Bitwise helps investors and advisors navigate crypto with confidence. Partner with a specialist. Look for ETFs backed by Bitwise. BitwiseInvestments.com. Carefully consider the extreme risks associated with crypto before investing.
It's Wednesday, November 20th. Do you have any grandkids? 10 years ago, of those who are 50 years of age or older, 60% had at least one grandchild. Now, the 50-plus crowd, less than 50% of them have a grandkid, and that percentage is falling. If you have no grandkids, are you facing questions about the value of your life? Are you angry at your children for not producing grandchildren for you? Well, forget about not having grandkids for the moment. What if you have no kids? A third of people 50 plus live alone and don't have children, or they have kids but are estranged from them and can't depend on them or any other family members for help. If this describes you, your elder care and estate planning just got more complicated. Most people count on their kids to help them with elder care in their older years, but if you don't have any kids, if you get hurt or fall sick, who can you rely on? 90% of Americans who are over the age of 65 live in their own home, and 77% of them say they want to continue living in their own home. They want to age there. First, since no one is going to care for you for free, only children are crazy enough to do that, you're going to need to pay people to provide your care. So you either need to have a lot of money, because long-term care costs $10,000 a month, or you're going to need to have long-term care insurance. Fidelity does an annual study. They call it the Retiree Healthcare Cost Estimate, and they said this year that the average 65-year-old is going to spend $160,000 on healthcare in retirement, and that doesn't count the costs of long-term care. Second, you're going to need to name someone you trust to give your durable financial power of attorney. That is someone who will be able to make financial decisions for you if you can't make them yourself. Do you have a trustworthy friend or neighbor? You're also going to need to pick someone as your health care power of attorney, somebody you authorize to make medical decisions for you. Some people choose their doctor or attorney or financial advisor. You might also consider hiring a social worker or a bill-paying service for that function. And then there's your stuff. Who gets your stuff when you die? With no kids or grandkids to inherit, well, who then? Your siblings might be just about as old as you, and anything you give to them is just going to go to their kids. Is that what you want? You might consider giving all of these nieces and nephews some money right now instead of after you die. And think about charities and causes that you want to support. Got a dog? Who's going to get it? You need to find someone for your pets as well. And the biggest decision, naming your executor. You're also going to need to make sure that you state in your will how you want your funeral or burial or cremation to be handled. You don't want to leave this to your executor to decide. And speaking of giving your money away, if you're a retiree, I bet you have a lot of it. Baby boomers are 20% of the population, but we have 52% of the money, a total of $76 trillion. What are you going to do with your share of that? You can't take it with you. If you're not spending 5% of your wealth every year, you're going to die richer than you are today. And that doesn't even count the inheritance that you may be getting. I'd suggest that you start right now giving the money away. And this is a relatively new notion. Traditionally, people got their inheritances when their elders died. Mom and dad died, leaving you your share of the inheritance. That kind of made sense 100 years ago when life expectancy was in the 40s or 50s, because you were in your teens or 20s. Made sense to get your inheritance at such a young age when you needed the money. But these days, parents may well live into their 90s. By the time you get your inheritance, you'll be in your 70s. As will your kids. If you die at age 100, they'll be in their 70s or 80s. Do you really think them getting an inheritance at that age is going to really do them much good compared to when they're much younger, trying to build a business, buy a house, raise children, pay for college? You might want to consider distributing your money, or at least some of it, to your heirs right now. Not only do they need the money more today than they will in 30 years, you'll get an awful lot of fun watching them spend the money. Don't believe me? Just pose a question to them. Ask them very simply, if I gave you $100,000, what would you do with it? If you like the answer, give it to them. And if you don't like the answer, don't. There's more to come on The Truth About Your Future. Stay with us right here.
At Schwab, how you invest is your choice, not theirs. That's why when it comes to managing your wealth, Schwab gives you more choices. You can invest and trade on your own. Plus, get advice and more comprehensive wealth solutions to help meet your unique needs. With award-winning service, low costs, and transparent advice, you can manage your wealth your way at Schwab. Visit schwab.com to learn more.
So let me ask you this. What's holding you back from making big gifts to children and other heirs right now? I'll tell you what's holding you back. You're worried about longevity risk. You're afraid you might need the money in your elder years. Look, if you live to age 100, a third of your life is going to be spent in retirement. And you know that old people spend more on medical care than young people, not to mention the cost of long-term care. This is why 70% of Americans say they are not confident they're going to have enough money in retirement. I'm not going to disagree with you. Yes, you are going to live a long time. And yes, you are going to spend a lot of money on health care. But this is why I'm telling you to spend 5% of your wealth per year. And you're not even doing that. I'm not saying spend 10% or 20% of your money every year, just a measly low 5%. And if you're not spending 5% on your lifestyle, if you're only spending 2 or 3%, that means you've got another 1% or 2% or 3% that you can give away without placing yourself at any significant financial risk. This is your opportunity to improve the lives of the people around you. And in the process, you'll improve your life too. I'm glad you're with me here on The Truth About Your Future. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to follow and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. And remember, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I read them all. Never miss an episode of The Truth About Your Future. Follow and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. I'll see you tomorrow.
How do advances in science, technology, and medicine translate into investment opportunity? Listen and learn.
This is The Truth About Your Future with Rick Edelman.